in this video, we're going to look at how new acquisition Luke Kennard might possibly fit in Ty Lue's offense. On draft night, the Los Angeles Clippers traded second-year guard Landry Shamet, and in doing so, they were able to receive combo guard Luke Kennard from the Detroit Pistons. Kennard does have injury issues, but is an overall talent upgrade over Shamet. And the Clippers, specifically Ty Lue, are going to have to figure out how to integrate Kennard and all his actions into the Clippers offense. Courtesy of B-Ball Index, we can see Luke Kennard's similarity scores overall. However, focus on the perimeter shooting, off-ball movement, and playmaking, where he grades out as at least an A- in the NBA, and this shows you the added benefit of acquiring Kennard instead of keeping Landry Shamet. And here, we see the offensive similarity scores. Focus, if you will, on the Joe Ingles one. That's actually the important one because their similar play styles really jump off the tape when you actually take a deeper dive, and the Clippers might try to utilize Kennard like how Utah does with Joe Ingles. Luke Kennard and Landry Shamet match up pretty well, when you compare them with other guards. The perimeter shooting and off-ball movement are pretty much even, except with Landry with a slight edge in off-ball movement. But Kennard's ability to be a far better playmaker makes his value that much greater in an offense like Lue's. And when you compare them among other shooting guards, while Luke Kennard is a better perimeter shooter, Landry Shamet is a far better off-ball mover. But that playmaking gap from an A- to a D can be the difference in a system that allows read and react and constant movement and passes like Ty Lue's. This is actually the progression of Luke Kennard in his career. He's gotten better as a perimeter shooter and an off-ball mover in each of his 3 seasons, and as a playmaker, he has gotten better, far better in his 3rd season. These are the keys. He's still a young guy that is improving, and these are the things that you like to see. Alright, here's the comparison I made earlier, Kennard and Ingles. Similar perimeter shooters with Kennard with a slight bump. Off-ball movement goes really heavy to Joe Ingles, but Kennard's still good. Playmaking's basically dead even. That's where they make their money. One-on-one finishing, roll gravity, even, they're not that great at it, but the biggest difference is perimeter defense. Ingles is miles better. But we only want to look at the offense. What are the offensive things that Luke Kennard can do in Ty Lue's system? So let's look at the video. Alright, this is a nice little play. Joe Ingles comes over to the nail. He's going to set a screen on Rudy Gobert's man. Ingles screens Gobert's man as Gobert screens for the ball handler. This is called a Spain pick and roll, popularized in the Spanish league. Mitchell comes down. Ingles pops. The big man defender's waiting for the roll by Gobert, and in doing so, Ingles is left wide open to knock in the 3. This is something I would like to see the Clippers do a lot of with Luke Kennard. If you're wondering if the Detroit Pistons ran it for him, actually they did. Now, they didn't run it often. They only ran it a handful of times. You have to remember Kennard was injured after December 21st. Here he's pointing to tell the guy to go to the corner. Hey, we need the space. He initially rubs Miles Turner, sets a nice little screen, and he's going to come back on the other side to set another screen. Drummond screens. Kennard screens Drummond's man for the roll. Kennard's going to pop out. Rose is going to funnel him the ball, and as you see as Kennard pops out, look at that nice sprint. Gets set on his toes, great form, great balance, knocks in the 3. You want to see the Clippers do this a little bit more. If you're wondering if the Cavs ran this with Ty Lue, they did, but not a lot. Here, just focus on Jose Calderon at the elbow. He's going to try to screen the screener's man. But this kind of gets jumbled up. It's this hodgepodge of thing, but Calderon is going to sneak out, and he pops. LeBron gets bumped, but Calderon is open. If the pass is able to be made on time, he's even more wide open than here. LeBron does get it to him, and Calderon knocks it down. So Ty Lue has ran this. You'd like to see him do it with the Clippers. This is another set that I'd like to see the Clippers run with Luke Kennard. Joe Ingles has the ball, and he's going to come over here in a nice little handoff action. And this initiates the set. It's a very simple play, but it works very well. Ingles sets a rub screen, but he slips it, and he pops. And in doing so, he's going to flash open on the wing. The pass does get deflected, but don't focus on the deflection. Focus on the process. This is great process, and Ingles has the confidence to take this shot, which Luke Kennard also has in spades, so you can kind of see the similarities right here. Detroit kind of ran something similar. Now, a lot of teams steal concepts from other teams. It's the NBA. You know, at the end of the day, everyone becomes like one hive mind. Drummond's going to run a handoff with Kennard. Kennard's going to try to come down off of this. But Miami plays it pretty well, and Kennard loses a handle on the ball, so he's going to end up passing back out. And when he does pass back out, notice the nice little rub screen, and he slips out to the wing, pass back. Luke Kennard faces up against Bam Adebayo, gets a great look off, has the confidence to take it. This is a nice young man and a play that can work. Another way to use Luke Kennard is to have him be a screener off the ball for other people and have action off of that. Here, the ball's to LeBron James. You can kind of picture this being Kawhi Leonard. He likes to operate at the elbow. Hill comes down to set a screen, and this is going to cause all kinds of confusion. Hill pops, the wing shooter cuts, two defenders go to the cutter, Hill's open. That could be Luke Kennard. It could just be another way that Ty Lue uses him on this Clippers team. So we've already shown how to use Luke Kennard as a scorer and a shooter. But what about as a passer and a playmaker, which he graded out excellently at? Thon Maker comes up to set a screen. Kennard's going to come downhill to his left. He's going to occupy the dropping big, and just watch how he uses his eyes. Stares right at the big, one hand, left hand whip pass to the wing. You know, this is the kind of stuff that you want to see out of young guards, and Luke Kennard's growth as a passer is something that the Clippers can actually use. This is a really nice play. Pin down for Luke Kennard. He's going to come up the wing. He gets nice separation from the defender, but he reads that the defender's trailing, throws a shot fake, gets the defender to leap. This kind of stuff is great, you know, growth as a player. He then leads the defender right into the screen. This is the pick and roll action that they want to run. Drummond rolls. Kennard occupies everybody, and especially Vince Carter with his eyes, makes the pass right to the corner for a three. Luke Kennard actually has all the passing chops that you want out of a guard, and it's going to be interesting to see him use that way. This might actually be Kennard's most impressive pass and decision. Here, they start the pick and roll. Drummond's going to slip. He occupies the big. Look at Kennard. He recognizes the defender helping at the nail. Throws a one-hand, right-hand bullet pass to the wing. Luke Kennard is an ambidextrous passer who can fire bullets with either hand. This is another great instance of what Luke Kennard can do as a passer and a decision maker. He receives a pin down to come up to the wing. He's going to come up and get the ball. Toronto's a great defensive team, but watch it the way he bends them on this set. Andre Drummond slips the screen, and as Kennard goes right, you think a left-handed player can't really go right that well, but Kennard turns the corner and gets downhill against Ibaka. He recognizes that Kyle Lowry's helping in the paint, fires a one-handed, right-handed pass to the wing, or excuse me, the corner, and it's an open three and it's knocked down. Kennard is just mind-blowing. This play is the start of something that Luke Kennard has in his bag that kind of goes unnoticed a little bit. Luke Kennard has a nasty step back. It's not up to the par of James Harden, but it's close. He receives a handoff from Drummond. Now watch the speed that he comes off of this. He plants with his right foot looking like he's about to drive. He then decelerates with his left foot and pushes back. This generates the space he needs. He gets set, has a nice quick release. It's good defense, especially by Chris Dunn. It just doesn't matter. Luke Kennard's that good, man. Alright, this is actually a crazy play because I know I said it's not up to the par of James Harden, but man, this step back by Luke Kennard that you're about to see is, it is about just as good as anything James Harden will ever do. Houston at this time was switching everything, so when Thon Maker comes across, PJ Tucker goes on to him, and Clint Capella gets, just matched up against Luke Kennard. And here they are matched up. But Luke Kennard says, call an ambulance, but not for me. Here, he steps with his left foot, generates the first part of the step back, short choppy step with the right foot. This is going to create some of the separation. Here comes the hop. Look at the actual space he covers, and in doing so, Clint Capella can't actually contest this adequately enough, and Luke Kennard bangs it in. This kid is something else on these step backs. Lastly, Luke Kennard is really good off screens and can be actually pretty good off screens. We're going to see how Detroit used him here, and it's something that the Clippers can actually do. Staggered screen, first screen hits, but I want you to watch Kennard. He settles into the soft spot. He could keep going up to the top, but he knows the defender will be there, so he settles like a wide receiver in the soft spot of the zone. He's able to get the shot off. Because he's left-handed, it allows him to not be bothered. Luke Kennard is a great shooter that the Clippers can actually use. Luke Kennard, these are his shooting stats, by splits. Catch and shoot, 42% three-point shooter last season with Detroit. He was also 42% the year before and 44.5% the year before that, so he's a sniper. Luke Kennard really just has a ton of confidence as a player. The only thing that's really holding him back at this point in time was bilateral knee tendonitis that he suffered last season. It will be a full year when by the time opening night comes around that he'll have played. So the Clippers need Luke Kennard to be healthy, especially because he has all the makings of an offensive fulcrum for bench lineups and a potential starter. So it's going to be interesting to see the way that he's used under Ty Lue, but I have high hopes for this upcoming season for Luke Kennard.